Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. I am Angela Jane, and with me today I have a very special guest, and without further ado, I will let him introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Reid Phillips. I'm a sculptor, all-around sculptor pretty much. I like pretty much all mediums, but right now I'm focusing on wood and chainsaw art.
How I first met you is I was talking to this very nice gentleman, and he has a sculpture in his front yard. And he introduced me to Reid. And so, Reid, tell me a little bit about the sculpture everyone in McMinnville has kind of seen or heard about.
All right, well, I was babysitting my granddaughters, and I think my wife came and picked me up, and we had just recently been praying for literally a sculpture that I could do because I quit my job and was moving into art full time. And when we saw it, I had to stop. So I stopped, I knocked on the door. His daughter answered and said, "No way, my dad's been looking for you." And so okay. So he called me that night. We got together and talked, and neither one of us could afford to do the sculpture. He couldn't afford to do it. I couldn't afford not to. So we just became like friends and bonded really close. He helped out with everything. So basically, this sculpture basically gave me to do all what you see here.
You brought some items to show. And so the main one is the chainsaw that you used on the sculpture.
Yes.
Can you kind of demonstrate a little bit?
No.
Okay, we're cutting that out too. Okay, talk about the chainsaw that you used.
You want me to start it up?
Oh, no. Just have a seat.
All right.
Yeah, talk about the chainsaw and
No, this is
your tools you used.
Chainsaws are chainsaws pretty much as far as engines go. Steel, I think.
A chainsaw. It's a chainsaw.
This is a chainsaw.
This is your
No,
favorite.
this is a specially made blade. It's just a regular chainsaw with your mixed gas and oil for the chain. This is the only thing that makes it a little different. It's an actual carving blade that goes to a point so that I can get all the stuff out of the way that I don't want. That's what this is for. This isn't a sculpting tool. This is a removal tool.
Tell us about the items that you've crafted here.
All right. Well, I have walking sticks are the main thing I brought today because that was my Christmas extravaganza for the whole family was walking sticks. And they're all just amazing because I think when you know somebody, it's easier to carve something.
Yeah.
So in my business, I'd like to get to know people before I carve for them. So it was really easy with my kids. My oldest daughter, Ashley, loves horses. And my youngest daughter is just crazy. She loves ravens and birds. And so yeah, and I have this one. I made a actual cane for my father, who's getting up there. And I even cast the rubber end.
Oh, cool. How'd you do that?
Well, like I said, the sculpting, you have so many mediums you can work with. So I've worked with lost wax casting. I've worked with, so it's basically a casting process. And I also have a couple others over there here. My granddaughters who are into fairies at the moment. Uh-oh. These are great. Yeah, they look a little creepy, but I think every fairy I've ever seen is a little creepy. And of course my son-in-law, who is a mighty hunter. I had to make him a elk skull.
That's cool.
And of course behind me is Woody, the wood elf. He started out as another project that somebody turned down, And it was amazing because this piece of wood was obviously huge and beautiful, and I was able to turn it into something else.
So you brought some tools here. So talk about each of the tools, what it's used for.
Like I said, the chainsaw is amazing because it gets rid of the stuff I don't want to be there so that I can actually get to the fun stuff. So I'm a little old-fashioned, grew up on a farm, was able to make my own tools growing up. So I have some knives that I really like, the heavy steel to remove pieces, because when I use tools, the tools create chatter. And chatter is sometimes cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry. And chatter is sometimes annoying with finished carpenters and houses, but it looks really cool. Yeah. It looks really cool when you leave some of it, and the stains get in there and darken it. So I like using these tools because they leave less chatter. And these are all basically scoop chisels, and I have some measurement tools that I brought so that you can be precise. This eye has to be the same as that eye. So I have calipers, and
nice.
they will take a measurement from here, and if I want it the same over here, I can make it the same. So fun tools. I love tools. And these are all pretty old school. I got scoop chisels, and this is a nice little tiny one. It's got a little tiny bevel, a little tiny horse-shaped shoe or whatever, so that you can get in tiny places. And then I have bigger ones for bigger scoops. And my trinity up here, my favorite are the scoop chisels, this one, and little tiny knives that get into the places where you can carve out eyeballs.
Okay, and we happen to have some audience members here with us, so I'm going to ask the audience for a question for the sculpture.
What drives you to want to do what you do?
What drives me to do what I want to do now is way different than what drove me before. I have a purpose and a passion now that's beyond, I'd have to say myself. I feel like when I'm sculpting, I'm taken over by my creator, and he like literally will take my hands when I'm scared and like he just says pick it up and go, and I go, and it's really cool. So that's what drives me, but I have to say being clean and sober is very hard, so I had to advocate for that, and health, self-care. That's what is driving me now, is to stay positive and motivated, to dig deeper within myself, because there's a self within all of us, I think, and I'm trying not to preach, that we can dig deep and pull out something that's there, that's been hidden by those around us who tell us who we're supposed to be. So what's driving me now is me and my God, my higher power, and seeing that the potential is limitless if you just dig.
How do you see what you see when you sculpt? Like, what gives you the ideas, or what is it that, how is it that you can come up with like that big huge sculpture on 27th Street? How did you see that before it happened, and how did you make it come to life?
Oh, that's a really good one. A lot of people can see pictures in clouds. They're like, oh, I see it too, the honey bear. I see the honey bear and the honey pot and the honey inside the pot and the honey letters on the outside of the pot. And so my head fills in a lot of the blanks, and that's kind of a special gift that's hard to live with sometimes, but it's amazing. But when I was a kid, I noticed that I had the same thing. I did a sculpture for my sister and one of her doll houses. It was literally, the whole set could have fit on top of a giant milk lid. And it was a dining set with the forks, the spoons, the napkins, the table, the chairs, and it all was this big. And I got awards, and that's when my mom realized, whoa, you have something. And I've always tried to keep it alive, but now it's more alive than ever. And what made me see the vision for the sculpture was having somebody else's vision come in. And I think my whole idea for my website and getting this thing going is so that people can have a vision as well and say, look, this is what I see, what do you see? And we work together.
What inspired you to do Bigfoot?
It was a memorial for a person, and I knew that the person loved bears, and so never carved a bear in my life. And so when I saw some of the things that they had around the house that were bears, and I sat and drew a picture, and I knew that Bigfoot was involved. And so when I knew Bigfoot was involved, I didn't want bears. But knowing the vision of the person who helps a lot when you sit down and you get to know them, and you're like, okay, you want cute little bears. So I kind of went in between, made them a little bit more realistic, but we agreed on my vision. So what I saw, he saw as well, because I was able to draw it out very, very clearly so he could see exactly what he was going to get.
Out of all of the walking sticks, which one did you have the most fun in making?
Ooh.
Go ahead and pick and then tell the interesting fun parts.
That's a good one. I'm going to have to say, oh boy, it's a toss-up between the horse and the raven. But this was kind of a get-it-done quick one. Like, I didn't bring the one that I started, but I started one, and I wasn't able to finish it.
That's okay. Keep talking.
I wasn't able to finish it. I wasn't able to finish it because I had other things happening, so many things happening. But this one was, I don't know. I felt like again inspired. I had so many other ideas than what I had, and I took the log was. You can see how big the raven is. Mm-hmm. Well, this was this round. It was a log. And then I had to take that down to get these shapes.
Oh, wow. So
yeah,
that
so this
came
was a
from
big log. And so the center is really nice because it's pretty much all the redwood core.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is really nice sculpting. So this was fun. And the cracks. I don't know if you can zoom in later and see all these cracks, but I was going to fill those in with epoxy and try to get all fancy, but it's a raven and it just looks all ravenish.
So basically you start with a log.
Yes.
And draw out and then carve out down to the walking stick.
Yeah. I don't do so much drawing.
Wow.
Because I just see it and I go. You don't see it?
I see the raven. Yeah, I see the raven after it's done. But as a log, I'm trying to see it as a log
Right,
now.
see, there you go.
So that's the core center of a redwood log.
Yes.
That was about that big.
A little smaller.
A little smaller?
Yeah, right there.
About that big. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's like a fish story.
Yeah,
but
but backwards. Next. I said smaller.
Smaller? Okay. Well, thank you so much, and enjoyed having you here and seeing your works of art.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bloopers! Okay, so anything you want to redo in there that I can cut out and redo? I'm still flabbergasted from all this stuff. I want to check all this out myself.
Yeah, totally.
But actually getting a wood piece and showing it how to carve.
Oh man, see, yeah.
Because it starts out with whittling sticks and stuff.
What about?
And then you advance to this.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The princesses. Those are nice. They're princess elves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And on a leaf. Fairies, right?
That's this is their mother, and of course the little bird represents the little bird that. What is it? I said.
It tells her.
Yeah. You know,
the
little
little
bird.
bird.
A little bird told me.
Oh yeah,
That's
little
the-
bird
that's the- a
told me.
little bird
There's the
told me
little
bird.
bird. Now this one, definitely. Okay, here we go.
Don't you feel like it's the Lord of the Flies or something?
Lord
That's
of the
all.
Flies?
This is all out of redwood. This is that same tree.
This is all out of the
That same redwood tree.
redwood tree that
The Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
You. So that's out of the redwood tree too.
This is out of the redwood tree. This is out of the redwood tree. I have so much more too. I have 2 small sheds full of wood. So I have a
To
lot of wood to
carve.
carve for people.
Okay, and what would you like to tell our TV audience?
Stay creative.
Awesome. Thank you. You can see, so
Yeah.
you do it as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
See how that looks good? You pose it and you say, this is the Raven, or whatever you named it. And
Yeah, that's a good shot.
yes. So do each of these
Do each one?
pieces as a good
Right
shot.
now? Okay.
And then talk straight to the camera like you're talking to the audience. Okay.
So about
go.
the piece, okay.
About the piece.
This is my Raven stick, obviously inspired by the Raven. It's rustic. I left a lot of the cracks open in it. I left not a bunch, but a lot of chatter from my saws and stuff so that it fills in darker. I love this piece. This is my horse. It is a one-legged horse with a peg foot, but it does have a saddle and it has a silver piece on it. And I love putting trinkets on the pieces like I did my granddaughters, but sometimes that's too much bling bling for a hiker, you know. This is my father's cane. I love this. He doesn't probably think he needs it yet, but he will. And this represents this is also a memorial for his brother, his twin brother, amazing person who was also an artist. Let's see here. This is my middle daughter's cane or walking stick that I made her. This is the little bird that knows everything, the little bird that tells everybody what's happening. So that's the mama bird. And my granddaughters. I'll show them both at the same time. These are the fairy walking sticks that I'm pretty sure they're magical, and they've probably been used to cast spells on each other, but I don't know. And these are my walking sticks. I love it. I want to make more. I have so many more ideas for walking sticks, so many more. And there's a lot of wood in this pile of mine to make walking sticks. So if you have any ideas for walking sticks, let me know. And this one, the hunter, the mighty hunter. It's my son-in-law's. He said he's probably not going to hike with it, which I understand because then everybody else would be jealous.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And it is so nice to meet the artist who did Bigfoot and the bears that I've heard the whole town kind of mention and talk about it. And here we have the real deal who made it happen. And to thank
you.
Thank you.
Mm.
Have a good one. Peace.
Right.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay, there's the bloopers right there, screaming at the stick. It's a screaming stick. Hey, I used to have one, you know.
Everybody did.
Okay, and if you didn't have a horse stick, you used Mom's broomstick. I mean.
Best steed ever was Mom's broomstick.
And then, of course, when you played the swords, you kind of use the other end to. Yeah. Yeah, okay, you can disconnect.
Disconnecting.
Disconnect. Oh, okay. Getting the buttons mixed up. Okay, so go ahead and share with us the pieces that you've made, and then what tools that you used on each one.
Awesome.
And now your head was in there, so now I can't. Well, okay.
Now what?
Oh, reboot.
Reboot.
But see, it's like F2. There we go. Okay, so, okay, now I forgot my question. So,
It's a little magical. You can just stop and start over and it look all good.
reboot. But see, and then I'll take it and I'll edit it out. So to make you feel as comfortable as possible,
Right.
I'm messing up the most. Yeah, you straighten out.
No, you can't see the sweat dripping down.
Okay, so let's see. Before going into that, I know I have the pictures of the sculpture. So let's see. Oh, come on. Come on. The thing is, it's remote and the TV's in the way. Okay, F3. Okay, now, okay, there you go. Now, see, look at the camera. You're on. Technology. See, it's Bluetooth. Do you cover any other questions you want in there, or any other? Come. Okay, there we go. See how I edit most of me out? Okay, so,
All right.
so without further ado, I'll let him introduce himself.